All right, good evening. My name's Bob Connors. It is 6:01 p.m. I'd like to call the October 7th meeting of the Newbury Conservation Commission to order. Mason, can you read the preamble and remote open meeting law and take a roll call? And you don't have to call the meeting to order because I just did.
As a preliminary matter, this is Mason Ferret, Conservation Agent of the Newbury Conservation Commission, and I call the October 7th meeting to order and permit me to confirm that all members are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mary Rimmer, TJ Conti, Mick Brown,
Here.
Harry Trout,
Here.
Woody Knight,
Yes.
Frank Wettenkamp,
Here.
and Bob Connors.
Yes.
Good evening. This open meeting of the Newbury Conservation Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all public meetings in an accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless participation is required by such law. This meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Newbury Conservation Commission is convening by Zoom call as posted on the agenda of the Conservation Commission section of the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Applicants or their representatives may be called upon on the fly to speak and or share information to the screen. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda, but before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct. The chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down each line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your microphone. Please use earbuds, and please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any responses, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. Board and committee members should be called upon in first name alphabetical order to ease the process. After board and committee members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment as follows. The chair will first seek questions through the chat function. When participants are using this function, please list your name, address, and then your question. The chair will then seek questions from the public who wish to speak. They'll be asked to identify their names, addresses, question, and once the chair has a list of all public commentators, they'll call on each by name and afford 3 minutes for any comments. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote.
Okay, thank you. Upcoming meeting dates, October 21st and November 4th. All right, team, meeting minutes review, the 9/2 meeting minutes. As you recall, they were in the Dropbox for the 9/16 meeting. And they got in there late, so that's where they are. So if you want to take a minute to look at those, I looked them over, they looked okay. But if there's any questions, comments, or concerns.
No comments or concerns from me, Bob.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes for September 2nd as written.
So moved.
Harry
Second.
and, okay, Mick. Okay, roll call, all in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick,
Aye.
Harry,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. Okay, meeting minutes review for the 9/16/25 meeting. Will we take a moment, take a look at those? If there's any comments, concerns, or corrections. Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes for September 16th as written.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Harry and Mick. Okay, roll call, all in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick,
Aye.
Harry,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. All right. Okay, first order, certificate of compliance, DEP file number 05013337, 84 Boston Road. Mason, what's the status of that? Is that continued or is that?
Yep, that's going to be continued. They're still addressing some things that they need to tie up with their site plan review with the planning board. So they'll be continuing until they wrap everything up there.
Okay, so are we just going to kick it to the November 4th meeting?
Yep.
Okay, to 11/4. Okay, I will entertain a motion to continue. Well, actually, it's certificate of compliance. We're just going to kick this to our 11/4 meeting. It's not a public hearing, so we don't need a formal motion to do that.
Okay.
All right. Continue to 11/4. 5. Okay, next matter, certificate of compliance, DEP file number 0501420, 34 Southern Boulevard. The applicant is submitting a request for a COC. Project was never completed at 31 Southern Boulevard. And as it's about 2 doors down from me, I can attest to that fact. Anything else, Mason?
No, that's all. The permit was issued just about a year ago, so October 22nd, 2024. And the homeowners, they were gonna be closing in the deck and doing an addition. They didn't start any of the work and they plan on selling the house, so hence closing out the order.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? I
No
will-
questions?
Okay, I will entertain a motion to issue a certificate of compliance. And Mason, you know where to check the work.
So moved.
No work done. Okay. Harry, you made the motion?
Yep.
Okay, and Mick?
Second.
Mick?
Yep.
Okay, roll call, all in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick,
Aye.
Harry,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. Okay, issued.
Excuse me, Bob, I didn't see that on the agenda.
What, 31 Southern Boulevard?
Yeah,
Both of the, so 31 Southern and 82 Northern had come in late with COC requests. Both of those, they don't require any advertisement or any abutter notification or anything like that. So most of the
Okay.
time, if it's a simple one with, where work isn't done, we usually slide them onto the agenda.
got it.
Yeah, so it went on as it's on the revised agenda, which you would have gotten off of the, you would have had to get off the website, because the one in the Dropbox was. When did
And
you
I
put
can,
those on, Mason? That was the end of the week.
Yeah, and I can be sure to share those going forward too. As I update them, I can just send out
Okay.
the
Yeah, you know
subscriber
what?
notification.
Why don't you do that when we have a revised agenda after you've published, that way there.
Yep.
We don't have any issues. Okay,
If I may, Bob, Harry, I'm looking at it now. I pulled it up on my phone, so I have it in front of me, the revised agenda. It's right on the town website.
Okay,
Yep,
thank you.
yep, you're welcome.
no, but it's a good question, Harry, and no, you know what it is, we treat these requests like it's a public hearing, because we'll ask if there's anyone from the public. But actually, it's a hearing in the public, it's not a public hearing, so no publications required and advertising and all that jazz. So it could actually, a request could come in at 4 o'clock today, and if Mason's had a chance to go look on the property, and it's, unless one of us wants to go out and look, typically we just address it if they come up. And this is one of those. The certificate of compliance for DEP file number 050-251, 82 Northern Boulevard. The applicant is submitting a COC request for the project. It's an old file number. Mason, we don't have any plans?
No,
Yeah.
I just shared the the recorded order of conditions that has a couple of special conditions, but it looked like all the work was completed back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I
this was
drove by
originally
there. There's nothing disturbed.
right. Yeah,
Uh,
no active work going on.
Right. So questions, guys. Does anyone want to take a site visit on this? We should frame that 1987 order of conditions. That's probably a collector's item. by
Yeah,
now.
it may be one of the first. I mean, it's file number 251, and to put that into perspective for everyone, we're at file number like 1400 now. So
Mm.
quite a couple submissions in between the two.
So guys, any questions on this? Do we have any interest in addressing this tonight, or it did come in late? I mean, I'm fine with it. It drove by.
I don't mean to be a stickler, Bob, but it'd be good to have a little history if you have some.
Yeah,
Yeah, do you have, we had trouble. We don't have any record.
Yeah, so
town.
the only thing that was in the recorded
the
of
problem,
registry of
Mick.
deeds was the order, which I can share here.
Yeah, all files before 2015 get tossed out because they get contaminated with mold and mildew. So we don't have any of the plans or, so all we have is what's been recorded at the registry,
Oh,
which
okay, okay,
back then is pretty vanilla, plain Jane.
yeah. So Mason, you've been to the property or,
Yeah, I was able to drive by today.
Yeah, I have been as well.
and everything looks Jake, pretty much?
Yeah, no active construction going on at all. It doesn't look like there's been anything there, been anything done there at least in years.
Well, it's only been 30 years, so.
Trying to pull this up. It's
Okay,
just
is,
converting the PDF.
Okay, well, that's,
yeah, there wasn't a plan, Mick, showing anything, and there seemed to be minor in nature that.
okay.
Here is the original order here.
Impressed that we just have a record of it, so,
Well, that came off the registry of deeds, so.
Yeah.
yeah. And Mason, you didn't see any issues with ordering, approving the OOC, so,
Yeah. No, I don't see, that I looked at the special conditions too, and a lot of them are just pretty much general conditions that we would include now.
okay,
For normal permitting and things like that, access to the site, no additional disturbance.
okay, all right.
Okay,
Thank you.
any other questions, team? All
None.
right, Woody, did you have a question?
Nope, none.
Oh,
No
okay.
question.
I will entertain a motion, issue a negative, not a negative, a certificate of compliance for 82 Northern Boulevard.
So moved.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Okay. So Harry, I'm gonna put Woody in there. Woody, you second.
there you go.
It was a draw there. Okay, roll call. All in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick,
All right,
Harry,
Yes.
Frank,
yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. Okay, next matter is it's a request for determination of applicability. 23 Downfall Road, the applicant is submitting an RDA for approval to conduct vegetation, tree clearing within a 100-foot buffer zone. Mason, can you provide an overview on this and a recommendation if you have one?
Yeah, so for this, the applicant is looking to do some tree clearing within the buffer zone. It sounds like it's going to be outside of the 50-foot buffer zone, but within the 100, so between the 50 and 100-foot buffer zone. The project site has been delineated, so I was able to meet the property owner on site, walk the wetland delineation. Everything there seemed fine, and especially with a project like this where a lot of the work isn't really happening close to the resource area. I think that, this is fine. I think the only thing that the board may want to inquire about is how tree cutting is going down. So whether that's going to be stump removal or things like that. And if that's the case, we may want some seasonal seed put down just so we don't have, bare soil on the site. We want something vegetated and stable. Outside of that,
Do you have a plan you can share? Did they
Yep,
submit a
yeah,
plan? Okay.
yep, I can bring that up. And then I had talked with the applicant on site about erosion controls too, and that's something that he is open to adding. So I'll pull it up here. This is the site here, and I can draw a rough line. If we're splitting this 100-foot buffer in half, like this upland area is the part that he's looking to be cutting.
What was the purpose of removing the trees?
I can have the applicant kind of share with that, but I believe he's going to end up developing the land and building a house for his daughter. So Mark, if you're here, if you want to add to any of that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give us your
Oh.
name and address and
Okay.
then make your presentation. Welcome.
Sure. My name's Mark Bovair, and I live the next street over at 1 Lenway. And I've owned that land over there in 23 Downfall for over 20 years. And, we were going to build back then, but life gets in the way. And I was a scholarship committee for my kids in college. So now we've reached that age where we want to build a retirement home, small, maybe 2,000 square feet. And we want to see if we can get another lot for my daughter, so that we could have like a caretaker's home or a separate lot for her. We've got 3.88 acres, and I'm looking to subdivide it and hopefully get 2 lots so that she can have a lot and we could have a lot. And so that our house, we need to be so far from the setbacks, what have you. So instead of building my house, I like to make it parallel to the road instead of triangle to the road. The back corner, I have some land there that I could give to the Conservation Commission. It's upland, but I can't get to it because I'd have to build a covered bridge of some kind to get to it. So that's pretty much what I'd like to do.
Okay, Mason, go back. Will you point out the 50-foot buffer line? Is that the right-hand line looking at the plan?
So the left-hand line is the 100-foot buffer, so 50 is gonna be intersecting this here.
Okay, and the other line is the flagging.
Yep, so this one
Okay.
on the right-hand side
Okay.
is the wetland
So
flag. So the
I've
one-
had it, I've cleared it 20 years ago and cut all the trees. Had Steve's trees do it. And now that vegetation that's there is all, 15, 20-year-old trees that are there. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be too difficult to stump it and it's all small growth, I think.
Typically, Mark, when you propose something and you are within, you're gonna be outside, you're trying to stay outside the 50-foot buffer. Normally, you would have where the foundation was going to go. The 50-foot buffer would be identified, and there'd be notations on what you could do for work. Within the no work within the 50-foot buffer unless you identify it, and then what you plan to do in between the 50 and the 100-foot buffer.
Yeah,
I think what you want to do is, if you can stay outside the 50-foot buffer, I mean, that's good, but what we have right now, just from my opinion, we need a little more detail. You really need to show that 50-foot buffer and then the proposed location of the house and how that's going to fit within your
Well-
property line.
would I be able to clear it at least in the 50-foot buffer zone so that I can actually see? Because it's kind of thick with brush and it's hard to get in there and actually get a feel for what I'd like to do.
It's hard to let you do anything, Mark, without it. You got to have the plan and work backwards. Yep. If you're using, using Hancock? on
Yes,
this? Okay, yeah.
and I used DeRocher, but he was pretty busy. And I got permission 20 years ago from the
Yeah,
town.
everything has changed.
Yeah,
Permission's good for 3 years and
right,
and that's for an RDA and an order of condition.
right.
So you're just kind of stuck in what the new regs are, Mark, and listen, we want to work with you, but
Yeah, that's great.
but Hancock should be able to give you the buffer. I mean, they need to, they know what they need to present for us. So what I'm going to suggest is you go back to them and work with Mason and get the detail that we need, Mason, on the plan.
Yep.
And I mean, that's been kind of what we've been requiring.
Okay.
Right along for an RDA. Otherwise, this could get kicked to an NOI if you don't give us a little more detail. And
Okay,
that's a lot more work and time and cost for you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I can get together with Mason. He can give me a list of what I need to tell either DeRocher or Hoffman what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think with this plan, Hancock should be able to, complete this, proposed plan for you. And,
Okay.
and
So
whether,
just to be clear, Bob, you guys would like to see the 50-foot buffer and then a rough proposal of the sketched house in relation.
yeah, in some reference to what's going to be cleared and, in the limitations that, no clearing is going to take place within the 50-foot buffer.
Right.
And you're almost going to have to mark out the 50-foot buffer too to make sure that, you know what I mean? We need the basic controls, Mason, without kicking this up to another
Yep.
level of approval, so.
And just one more question, Mark, when were you thinking of building the house, timeline wise?
Hopefully, as soon as I can. I don't, this is all new to me. I'm only doing it once. But, I'd like to break ground in the spring if that's at all possible.
Yeah, so it may be better to kick this up to a notice of intent. So if you want to talk with Hancock and get a full, building drawn, we can have the buffer zone put on and include everything together.
Cause you're gonna have a septic system design, and that's gonna
Yeah.
be determined by where it perks and it,
Right. So I can go in there and clear the 100-foot buffer zone, no problem, right? So I can
Out-
just,
outside of the 100-foot buffer. So anything
right.
anything here is going to be non-jurisdictional unless you're disturbing over an acre of land. But for this, I don't think you will be.
No. But even if it was just over an acre of land, as long as I was outside the 100-foot buffer zone, would that be a problem?
yeah, stormwater may kick in on your market. You know what, Mark, if you get the right plan before us, because I mean, like you do have quite a bit of land between the 50 and then beyond the 100. It's just, you got a lot of steps here with your whole septic design, and that's gonna be approved by the Board of Health. And then you've got to find a spot where, so you haven't done any perk test or anything like that on the property?
Well, I have in the past, and I know I know where it perks.
Yeah.
I don't think that changed over the years.
Well, I just think if you get yourself a complete plan, you're gonna need it for the Board of Health anyway.
Okay,
And it's gonna be the same level of detail we're requiring, depending on where you place things will be determining, what we can do for you, whether it's an RDA or just a notice of intent as Mason. Typically you're doing a house, your best spending, you already got a lot of the hard work done, the delineation. And it's accurate, so, but.
Yep. And with an NOI, Mark, this will give you more time as well. So you'll have the 3-year period, but you'll also be able to amend or extend the order. So if you ever wanted to change the layout of the house, construction ended up, taking longer than you thought. The notice of intent is something you'd be able to extend. An RDA doesn't have that leeway. So a notice of intent may be the better route for this anyways.
okay, and all right, that sounds good.
Yep.
Okay,
And
why don't you two guys get together and work with Hancock and come up with a game plan, and then just get back to the commission.
Yep,
All right.
totally.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
New
Bye now.
public
Thanks,
hearing,
Jason.
DEP file number 0501454, 31 Downfield Road. The applicant is submitting a notice of intent, construction of single-family house, barn, garage, conventional septic system. Project proposes disturbance and development within the 100-foot buffer zone. Mason, can you give us an overview on this, and if you have a recommendation?
Yep, so this is a new submittal for the construction of a new house. We had gotten some feedback from Mass DEP with some technical comments. So I think that Larry Sturdivant, the landowner, his plan for tonight is to give a preliminary kind of presentation on what the project's going to be. And then he's going to be requesting a continuance to our next meeting to address some of the DEP comments and any preliminary comments that the board has tonight as well.
Okay, great. So Larry, if you just give us your name and your position on this project and make your presentation, be great.
My name's Lawrence Sturdivant, and I live at 33 Downfall Road. I'm the owner of the property and building a house for my son. And it literally comes down to it's a 40 by 30 footprint, single family home, 2-story colonial style with a 24 by 24 garage attached. It's got a 4-bedroom septic. There's a future barn shown on the plans. Mason, if you can pull up the
I'll pull those up
POV.
now.
And it calls out a future barn right here. That barn would not be constructed at this time. It's just a future building we probably would do later on.
Could
This is
you
the
identify,
house.
could you point out the barn area? It's hard to read this plan from.
Yeah, been down, yeah. Right
Oh, that's
here
the barn, okay.
is the future barn we're not gonna do.
Mhm.
So, this is the house with the, like I said, it's a 2400 colonial with a 24 by 24 garage attached. Septic system and leach field are in front. The house does encroach on the 100-foot buffer. It does not encroach on the 50, although I will note to you it is close on this corner right here.
Mhm.
Essentially, the common driveway was put in some time ago. So we will just essentially be taking the driveway off of the existing common driveway. And then essentially that's basically the project in general. There's a existing structure here that once this house is done, we will be taking down. And obviously there's a utility easement to deal with that runs through the project.
Okay, Larry, why don't you hold there? Questions from the members? Woody, any questions for Larry on this? Is it Larry or Lawrence? I want to be.
Most people call me Jay, but you can call me whatever you
All
want.
right, no. All right, well, Jay, we're going to call you Jay.
All right.
Any questions for Jay Woody on what he's proposing?
No, I don't have any. Where is the existing structure now?
The existing structure that's got to come down is this guy right here. It's believe it or not, it's the old bus barn for the town of Newbury.
Okay,
So they used to park the 2 buses they owned back in the day.
Two Bus Town.
Yeah. They're right here.
Okay.
That comes down once the house construction is done.
okay. I don't have any other questions right now, Bob.
Okay,
for
Woody.
me.
I'll
Future,
circle
thank-
back. Well, Woody, you know what? Because this is our first look, we'll probably be looking at a site visit here to
Yes,
little-
yes, definitely.
take
Okay,
a
thank
peek
you,
at
Bob.
this. Okay, Woody. Mick, questions for Jay at this time?
Jay, you remember, you mentioned a utility?
Yeah, there's a
Uh,
utility easement that we're showing. And
Uh-huh.
essentially, N-Grid actually came in a different direction. They actually came up through the adjacent property with poles.
Yeah,
And then there's a water line that for this property that goes down towards the road.
and is that water line associated with the existing structure that's there?
No, there's no utilities into this existing structure. It's genuinely a garage
Shed.
barn without any utilities.
Okay. So what is it exactly that you will need to change or like if
Yeah,
with
the few questions they had, DEP wanted a little bit more narrative. They
Mhm.
asked for some sedimentation controls.
I
at the
can pull
utility.
up those comments if you'd like.
Yeah, okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Mason.
And so we want to incorporate those into the drawing, so, we take care of their concerns. Yeah, the yellow right here, which
Yep.
is somewhat, I don't know if you guys can read that, but it basically has to do with, and then they talk about vegetation down by that utility area also. Planting something there based on 10.5.31. I'm not sure what
Mhm.
that is, but
Okay. I don't know, Mason, can you bring the plan back up just to show, like maybe highlight the buffer zone?
Yep.
Is there an open order of conditions on this? Just looking at that notation from
Yeah.
DEP.
Yeah, I didn't see one. I didn't know if they were just leaving that comment as a housekeeping thing or if they had noticed something, but I didn't see anything on file.
All right, so is that, oh, that dotted, so the single dot line is the 100 foot?
This guy right here, yeah, the single dot right here is
That's the 50?
that's the 100.
So here, I'll mark it for
50
you.
is the dot.
So the
double
100,
dot dash.
100 is in pink right
Yeah.
here.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then the 50 is interior to that, the
Yeah,
double dot and dash.
Yep.
Okay.
Right here. And then the
Yep.
proposed erosion controls are right here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think, Bob, just as you said, like a site walk would be, I think the next step here.
Yeah, no, you know what, it puts everything in perspective when we can.
Yep, definitely.
do that.
yep.
Okay, Mick, anything else before I move on?
No, thank you. And thank you, Jay.
Okay, thank you, Mick. Harry, questions for Jay on this?
Not at this time. I think a site visit will answer a lot more visuals.
Yeah, you know what, it gives you the contours and it gives you, your
Yeah.
vegetation and all that, so. Okay, anything else, Harry?
No, nope.
Okay, thank you. Frank, any questions? You in agreement on a site visit for this? Well, did we lose Frank?
No, I'm here. No, I don't have any questions at this time. I think the site visit will give us a better idea of, what controls need to be put in place.
Yeah, no, I think, why don't we do this? I agree. Thank you, Frank. So suggestion, Jay, when are you going to be able to update your plan to satisfy DEP's
I'm gonna,
inquiries?
I'll talk to Hayes Engineering, but I'd
Okay.
like to have that done and I'd like to come back for is it the next meeting, the 21st?
Yep.
Yeah, and and I'll let Mason know if for some reason we're running too tight on that date, and then we'd come back for the 5th.
What would be great, Jay, would be have the plan updated so we can have that with us for the site walk. Then
Yeah.
it puts everything together. It just
Okay.
makes it a lot easier at the meeting.
Sure.
So-
Yep,
So why don't we do this? Why don't you request a continuance to our October 21st meeting?
okay,
Talk to Hayes.
Yeah.
Let us know when they can make the notations on that plan. And once we get you get those to Mason, you can circulate a couple of, we typically, Jay, try to do it 8 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, or depending on
sure,
everyone's schedule, so. I think that way that'll be the best utilization of time and get you closer to the finish line.
sure,
Not a lot of extra steps, so,
yep,
okay. All right. So we're gonna do a site visit, that'll be determined. I will entertain a motion to continue the public hearing on this matter to the October 21st, 2025 meeting at the applicant's request.
So moved.
Okay, second?
Second.
So Harry and Woody. Okay, roll call, all in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick. Mick, you're on mute.
Sorry, yes. Aye.
Okay, Frank
yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. KJ, let Mason know and we'll put this on the 21st and we'll try to get a site visit in before then if your plan's all set.
terrific, great, thanks for your time,
Okay.
everyone.
All right,
Thank
have a
you,
good
Jay.
night. Okay, next matter, continued public hearing, DEP file number 0501451, 25 Harvard Way. Applicant is submitting a notice of intent for the construction of additions and renovations to an existing single-family dwelling. Improvements include expanded deck, new stair systems. Mason, where are we out on this? I know there was a question. Has it cleared ZBA?
It has not. They haven't gone to ZBA yet, so they'll be on the ZBA agenda for Thursday, October 16th.
Okay, have they requested a continuance?
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right, I will entertain a motion to continue the public hearing on this matter at the applicant's request to our October 21st meeting.
So moved.
Second,
All right, Harry and Mick. Okay, roll call, all in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick,
aye,
Harry,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. Okay, October meeting. Okay, next matter, continue public hearing. DEP file number 0501453, 34 Central Street. Applicant is submitting a notice of intent for the construction of an MBTA residential housing development at 34 Central Street. Heidi is, Mason has recused himself because he's in a butter, or he's in the neighborhood. Heidi informed us that the applicant has requested a continuance to our November 4th meeting.
okay,
So I will entertain a motion to continue the public hearing at the applicant's request to our 11/4/25 meeting.
So moved.
Harry?
second,
Okay,
Second.
roll call. All in favor. Woody,
Yes.
Mick,
aye,
Harry,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. All right. Now Mason, I think that's it. Outside, that's the last, okay. All right, we have no enforcement orders, general project discussion. Mason, what's happening at 7 Marsh Avenue?
Yeah, so that's been kind of getting kicked around. Right now, DP issued a statement saying that they would withdraw their appeal if they made changes to their order of conditions, or to their notice of intent that was submitted for the installation of the dock. They requested they submit the changes so that the mean high water line on the new proposal matched the mean high water line from the original ORAD that was issued on the property. So right now the homeowner is checking in with Chapter 91 because with this updated mean high water line, the permanent structure part of the dock that they're proposing is below mean high water. So that triggers Chapter 91 review. So right now the applicant is talking with Chapter 91 to see if this project is even feasible. So if it does get through and kind of gets a green light from Chapter 91, we'll be seeing that come back to us. Otherwise, I don't see that project will be going forward.
Okay. All right, lock and dam removal. How's that going?
Yeah, so last Friday, the dam team actually breached the dam, so that was pretty neat. I have some photos and stuff I can share with everyone. So now they're going to be working on some of the upstream site where they're adding the scour protection to the 95 bridge, and doing some work on the USGS weir system as well.
Yeah, when I was over at Town Hall today, I saw where they were using the back of Kent Way to
Yep.
access that.
Yep. Yeah, so this was kind of the end of the road layout here. You can see the dam still fully intact. They use this big kind of hammer attachment. I'll save all of your ears and keep it on mute. But yeah, slowly chipped away at the dam. As the water kept coming down, they would take breaks and let the impoundment drain slowly. Just so that we didn't have a lot of sediment coming downriver all at once. But as you can see, even before they, broke the dam, it wasn't overtopping at all. It wasn't, there was no water coming downstream.
well, I guess we're fortunate, I mean, this is taking place in almost the drought conditions, right?
Right. Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
the project team, they did all kinds of planning and things like that. And it's, it perfectly lines up outside of fish migration and things like that. So we don't have any fish coming upstream. We have, people with DMF and Division of Marine Fisheries checking in to make sure that, even though it's out of season, we don't have fish moving up and downstream so that it's not dangerous for them. But yeah, I mean, really just an awesome project. Nice to bring some light to it. I know that, there's some varying opinions across town and stuff, but I mean, it's a state-funded project and it's, you know, restoring native fish runs. So I just
Yeah.
think it's great. So this is as they got further with the construction.
I
as
mean,
they're letting it
essentially
go.
you're returning everything to natural conditions, right?
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
you know, the only thing that's happening is in the two impoundment areas, these ponded areas that were forced by these man-made dams to power this mill are now shrinking just to be in the original riverbed now.
Hmm.
And then with the removal of this dam, the adjacent fish ladder to the left that's been out of service for years and years will be able to serve as transport for fish as well.
Cool.
So this is towards the end as everything was broke. You can see it's dried up.
We haven't had a tsunami on Central Street during any of this demolition.
No, so they actually had a downstream coffer dam too, so it was kind
Yeah.
of collecting all the water with a slow
Yeah.
release. So a lot of attention to detail on this project. But I was very impressed with the contractors out there as well.
The amount of adult supervision on this project is amazing.
Oh yeah,
I bet.
Where exactly is it located? I'm not familiar with this area.
yeah, I
Little
can show you.
locus. Yeah. It's right off of 90. It's like right next to 95. So-
Yeah, so there's actually two different locations. I'll share my screen. So the first location is behind the town hall. So right down here, they're using this access way here. This impoundment is going to be lowered, so we're not going to see a big kind of ponded area here. It'll just be more of that natural, river shape. And then here's where they're adding the stone scour protection to the 95 bridge so that we're not seeing any erosion from that infrastructure. For the Larkin site, that's normally accessed through here. So you come down Larkin Road. If anyone wants to look at it at some point, I'd be happy to show anyone the site. There is some parking right here. There's a parking, I believe this is a Byfield Water District lot, but there's some parking here that they use. The access road goes down here. And then as you can see, this is the big impoundment area. So as the dam was breached, we saw this whole area here being lowered. And so now we just have kind of this natural stream shape.
Is there any plans for like vegetative restoration on the areas that were underwater and now are going to be exposed?
Yep. So I think there'll be some natural vegetation, just,
Yeah,
with that
right,
area
got it.
drying out. We'll see a lot more of the buffer zone plants showing up rather than the aquatic vegetation.
Pioneer
But they
species
do have
and-
a restoration plan after for, replanting and things like that.
Cool.
There is a pretty large retaining wall that kind of runs on this side right here. And that's going to end up being broken up. And they're going to be using some of the dredge material from the river to kind of create an area so that, in times of high flow or flooding or things like that, we don't see this whole area overtopping.
Right. Cool. Cool project.
Yeah, totally. So I'll be able to share some more updates as they move forward. Right now, like I said, they're back on the Kent Way site, starting with access. They're going to do the scour protection, and then once they finish there, they're going to go back to the dam site. So I think end of construction, they're aiming for about December or January.
Great. Thank you.
That would be all the updates with the Larkin Dam. Like I said, if anyone's interested in going to see the site at all, let me know, and I'm happy to take a walk out there with you.
Okay, any other staff updates?
That is it. Just the meeting dates for the 2025 holiday season.
Yeah.
So November and December meeting
Yeah.
dates.
So team, just looking at the calendar and the travel that typically we have and quorum issues we usually we incur during November for Thanksgiving and Christmas. In the past, we have proposed having one meeting per month. So that would be, if we decide to go that, we can always call a special meeting if we had to accommodate somebody. But I mean, here we are at 6:45. We've had a 45-minute meeting and we're pretty much done. So our next meeting would be November 4th. That would be the only meeting for November. And then December 2nd is what I have for the first Tuesday in December. Is that correct, Mason?
Yep.
So those would be
Excuse me,
the,
Bob.
yes.
We're going to have an October 21 meeting, right?
Yeah, we're just talking about November and December.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so we'll still have our October meeting. It just,
Yep.
For November, and December, Mick, just with travel.
Just first Tuesday of each month?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
we've done that in the past. It actually worked out pretty good during July and August too. Didn't really back us up, so.
Believe it or not, the applicants and consultants end up respecting the deadlines a little bit more too. So it works out for everyone.
Yeah,
Yep.
they know they got one meeting to get to, right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so questions, Frank, you're on mute, Frank, if you,
Yeah, I won't be available on the 21st of October. I'm traveling that day.
okay. Frank, are you in agreement on meeting once on November and December, just with, holiday travel?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Mick, how about yourself?
Yeah, I should be available those days.
Okay, thank you, Mick.
Like
Woody?
I said, I just let my number 2 go, so I'm not going anywhere. I gotta do 2 jobs now.
Yeah, you know what they say, you never let your number 2 go unless you're willing to man the watch.
I'm manning the lot.
Okay, Mick. Woody, are you okay with having one meeting a month?
It sounds good for November and December. They're out of the way of the holiday, and if, like you said, if we need a special meeting, we'll call it.
Yep. Okay. Harry, how about you?
Yeah, I'm okay with them, both.
Okay, good. All right.
Bob,
Yes,
sorry,
Mike.
I won't be available on November 4th. I have shoulder replacement surgery scheduled that day.
Jeez.
Frank,
Fine.
I'm feeling
Doesn't-
better. Frank and I are the same age.
Doesn't
and
take
he's-
all
I
day.
know,
to
and you
surgery,
have all
Frank.
OPs,
I
man.
know it. He's got like, he's on a part replacements schedule here.
I know. Pretty soon I'll be fully bionic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said,
Well, you know
surgery's
what?
not gonna go to 6 at night. Come on, Frank, you can like, rally.
Yeah,
I'll probably be on some heavy medication
take
if
the,
you really want me there.
well, listen, you just get through it, and you know what? And guys, thank you. This is, the commitment of time we all spend here, meeting twice a month is yeoman's work. So I appreciate it. I know the town does, and all the citizens that we're here to serve. So, all right. So why don't I do this? I'll entertain a motion to amend our meeting schedule for the month of November and December to, in November, one meeting November 4th, December, one meeting December 2nd.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, we have a second?
second.
Okay, so that's Harry and Mick. Okay, roll call, all in favor? Woody,
Yes,
Frank,
Yes.
Mick,
Aye.
Harry,
Yes.
and Bob Connors votes yes. We could become addicted to this one meeting a month. I'll be honest with you. It's
It was kind of nice in the summer, Bob.
well, you know what? It obviously being the chair, I have a little more prep sometimes than
Yeah.
putting stuff together, but no, it's a nice break. Okay, it is now 6:49 PM, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, all right, roll call, all in favor. Woody, Frank, Mick, Harry.
Aye.
Bob Connors. Okay, gents, thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
I will get to town hall this week, I promise.
Okay, and Frank, if you need anything while you're laid up, just let me know, buddy.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Okay,
Good
take
luck,
it
Frank.
easy, Craig.
see you
See you
later.
guys.